The Book of the Heavenly Luminaries. Chapter 72. The Book of the Revolutions of the Lights of Heaven describes their movements according to their classifications, periods of rule, times, names, and places of origin, as well as their monthly cycles. Uriel, the holy angel who accompanied me and is their leader, revealed these laws to me, detailing their precise order for each year of the world and for eternity until the new creation comes into being. The first law of the lights pertains to the sun, which rises in the gates of heaven in the east and sets in the western gates. I observed 6 gates from which the sun emerges and 6 where it sets. The moon also follows these same gates, along with the leaders of the stars and those they govern. 6 gates are located in the east and 6 in the west, each perfectly positioned, and there are many windows to the north and south of these gates. The sun, the greater light, rises first, resembling a disk in the heavens, filled with fiery brilliance that provides light and warmth. Winds drive the chariots upon which the sun ascends, and after descending in the sky, it returns through the north to reach the east, entering the appropriate gate to shine again. During the first month, it rises through the 4th of the 6 eastern gates. In this 4th gate, there are 12 openings, and when they are opened, flames emerge. For 30 days, the sun rises through this gate and sets in the corresponding 4th gate in the west. During this period, the days lengthen, and the nights shorten, until the 30th morning. On this day, the day exceeds the night by a double portion, with the day measuring 10 parts and the night 8 parts. The sun then shifts to the 5th eastern gate for 30 days, rising and setting in this gate. The day lengthens further, now measuring 11 parts, while the night shortens to 7 parts. The sun proceeds to the 6th eastern gate for 31 days due to its sign, rising and setting through it. On that day, the day becomes twice as long as the night, totaling 12 parts, while the night decreases to 6 parts. Afterward, the sun begins its descent, causing the days to shorten and the nights to lengthen. It returns to the 6th eastern gate and follows its path for 30 days. After these 30 days, the day shortens by 1 part, totaling 11 parts, while the night increases to 7 parts. The sun then moves to the 5th eastern gate for 30 days, setting in its corresponding western gate. On this day, the day shortens further, totaling 10 parts, while the night increases to 8 parts. The sun transitions to the 4th eastern gate for 31 days due to its sign, setting in the west. On that day, the day and night become equal, each measuring 9 parts. The sun then moves to the 3rd eastern gate for 30 days, setting in its corresponding western gate. Afterward, it enters the 2nd eastern gate for another 30 days, setting in the western gate. At this point, the night measures 11 parts, while the day is reduced to 7 parts. The sun continues its journey, rising from the 2nd eastern gate and setting in the 2nd western gate before transitioning to the 1st eastern gate for 31 days, setting in the 1st western gate. On that day, the night doubles in length compared to the day, measuring 12 parts, while the day is reduced to 6 parts. Having completed its cycle, the sun reverses its course and follows the same divisions, rising through the 1st eastern gate for 30 days before setting in the west. On that day, the night shortens to 11 parts, while the day increases to 7 parts. The sun then moves to the 2nd eastern gate, repeating its course for 30 days. At this stage, the night measures 10 parts, while the day increases to 8 parts. The sun rises through the 3rd eastern gate for 31 days, setting in the west. On that day, the night shortens to 9 parts, making it equal in length to the day. Thus, the year amounts to days. The variation in day and night lengths results from the sun's movement, as it gradually lengthens the day and shortens the night. This is the law governing the sun's course and its return, occurring 60 times as it rises and sets. This great, eternal light is called the sun, as commanded by the Lord. It neither diminishes nor rests, moving continuously in its chariot, day and night. Its light is 7 times brighter than that of the moon, yet both are equal in size. The sun's light and its movements are established by divine command, maintaining an eternal cycle. Its brightness, surpassing that of the moon, serves as a constant reminder of the power and order that governs the heavens. Gates of heaven, celestial openings where the sun and moon rise and set. Uriel, an archangel associated with divine wisdom and celestial bodies. Head of days, a divine title for God. Chariots, symbolic means of heavenly movement. Signs, indicators of celestial events. Chapter 73. Then I observed another law, concerning the smaller light, which is the moon. Its appearance is similar to the sun's, and it is carried along in the sky by the winds, following a precise course that governs its illumination. Each month, its rising and setting shift, and its length of day is similar to the sun's, but when fully illuminated, it gives off 1/7 of the sun's light. The moon rises from the east on the 30th day, marking the beginning of its first phase. On that day, it becomes visible, appearing alongside the sun at the gate where the sun rises. At this time, only a fraction of its light shines, 1/7, while the remaining portion is dark, leaving just a small sliver visible. When the moon receives 1/7 and a fraction of light, its total illumination reaches a fraction of its full potential. The moon sets with the sun, and when the sun rises, the moon rises with it, though its light is diminished. During the first part of its cycle, it remains dark for a portion of the night. As it continues its cycle, the moon brightens gradually, and by the end of its journey, it is fully illuminated, except for the remaining shadowed portions. Lesser light refers to the moon, which shines with less light than the sun. Chariot, a metaphor for the path the moon follows in the sky. Phase, a specific stage in the moon's cycle, e.g., waxing, waning, full moon, etc. Gate, celestial openings through which the sun and moon rise and set. 7th part, a portion used to describe the moon's light in comparison to the sun's light. Chapter 74. I saw another journey and law for the moon, as it follows its monthly cycle according to this law. Uriel, the holy angel who leads them all, revealed all of this to me, and I documented their positions as he showed them. I recorded their months and the appearance of their light until 15 days had passed. The moon's light is divided into 7 parts, with each part representing a phase of darkness and light, both in the east and in the west. In certain months, the moon changes its setting, and at times, it follows its own distinct course. For 2 months, the moon sets alongside the sun in the 2 central gates, the 3rd and 4th gates. It moves for 7 days, then reverses its direction and returns to the gate where the sun rises. It then completes its illumination and moves to the 6th gate within 8 days, from which the sun rises. When the sun rises from the 4th gate, the moon moves for 7 days until it rises from the 5th gate. Afterward, it returns in 7 days to the 4th gate, completes its full illumination, recedes, and after 8 days, reaches the 1st gate. Again, it returns to the 4th gate in 7 days, following the same path. This is how I saw their positions, observing how the moon rises and the sun sets in those days. If 5 years are counted together, the sun exceeds by 30 days. Each year, over the span of 5 years, amounts to days. The excess days, from both the sun and the stars, add up to 6 days. In 5 years, with 6 extra days per year, there is a total of 30 extra days, and the moon falls behind the sun and the stars by 30 days. The moon, however, keeps the years on track, following its eternal path. It is always on time, neither early nor late by even a single day, and the year changes exactly every days. Over 3 years, there are days, and over 5 years, there are days, resulting in days over 8 years. For the moon alone, in 3 years, there are days, and in 5 years, it is 50 days behind the sun. In 5 years, there are days, so over 8 years, the moon totals days. Therefore, in 8 years, the difference totals 80 days, and the moon falls behind the sun by 80 days during this period. The year is completed perfectly according to their positions, with the sun's movements corresponding to the positions from which it rises and sets each month. Journey, the cyclical motion of the moon through the sky. Gates, celestial openings where the sun and moon rise and set. Uriel, an archangel who is responsible for guiding the movements of heavenly bodies. Full illumination, when the moon is fully lit and visible. Eternal positions, the fixed and unchanging movement of celestial bodies. Excess days, the extra days accumulated from the sun's course compared to the moon's. Chapter 75. The leaders of the tens of thousands, who oversee all of creation, are in charge of all the stars, as well as the 4 days that are added to the year but are not counted in the total calculation. These 4 days remain in their specific positions, according to the complete structure of the year. Because of these extra days, mankind often goes astray. These lights serve at 4 stations in the world, 1 at the first gate, 1 at the third gate, 1 at the fourth gate, and 1 at the 6th gate. The entire harmony of the world is maintained through the distinct stations. The signs, times, years, and days were shown to me by Uriel, the angel whom the Lord of eternal glory has appointed to oversee all the lights of heaven. These lights rule in both heaven and on earth, governing day and night. This includes the sun, moon, stars, and all the celestial bodies that move in the chariots of heaven. Uriel also revealed to me 12 gate openings in the disk of the sun's chariot, located in the sky. From these gates, the sun's rays emerge, and heat is directed to earth when these gates open at their appointed times. There are also openings for the winds and the spirit of the dew. When these are opened at their proper times, they release their influence, reaching the ends of the earth from the heavens. I saw 12 gates in heaven, at the extremities of the earth, from which the sun, moon, stars, and all the works of heaven emerge, traveling east and west. Additionally, there are many window openings to the north and south. Each window releases heat at its designated time, in accordance with the gates from which the stars emerge, following the command given to them, and they set according to their prescribed order. I observed chariots in heaven, traveling above these gates, in which the stars that never set revolve. One of these chariots is larger than all the others, and it travels around the entire world. Leaders of the tens of thousands refers to celestial beings or angels who oversee large divisions of creation, chariots of heaven, the symbolic vehicles or paths of celestial bodies, including stars, gate openings, celestial openings through which the sun, moon, and stars move. Uriel, an archangel responsible for guiding the movements of heavenly bodies, the spirit of the dew, a metaphorical force that influences the earth when it is released from its heavenly openings. Chapter 76. I observed 12 gates at the extremities of the earth, from which the winds blow across the world. 3 of these gates are positioned at the front of heaven, 3 at the back, 3 to the right, and 3 to the left. The first 3 gates face east, the next 3 face north, followed by 3 towards the south, and the final 3 face west. 4 of these winds bring beneficial effects such as peace and prosperity, while the remaining 8 are destructive and bring calamities upon the earth, the water, and all living creatures. The first wind comes from the easternmost gate, known as the east wind, bringing with it heat, drought, and destruction. The second gate, located centrally, releases winds that are favorable, bringing rain, fertility, and prosperity. The third gate, facing the north, causes cold and drought. Following this, the winds from the south emerge through 3 gates. The first of these winds, emerging from the east-facing gate, brings intense heat. The middle gate produces pleasant winds, bringing rain, dew, prosperity, and life. The third gate, facing west, brings dew, rain, locusts, and devastation. Next, the winds from the north arise, again through 3 gates. The first of these winds, coming from the east-facing gate, brings dew, rain, locusts, and destruction. The central gate releases life-giving winds, including rain and dew, bringing prosperity. The third gate, facing west, sends winds of mist, hoarfrost, snow, rain, dew, and locusts. Then, the winds from the west emerge through 3 more gates. The first gate, facing north, brings dew, rain, hoarfrost, cold, snow, and frost. The middle gate releases winds of rain, dew, prosperity, and blessings. The final gate, facing the south, sends winds of drought, devastation, and destruction. This completes the 12 gates in all 4 corners of heaven, with each gate bringing its own winds that either bring blessings or calamities. I have shared all of this with you, my son Methuselah. Methuselah, a biblical figure, the son of Enoch, known for his extraordinary lifespan. Chapter 77. The first quarter is referred to as the eastern quarter because it is the first to receive light. The second is known as the southern quarter, as it is where the Most High descends, and this is where the eternally blessed one particularly descends. The western quarter is called the waning quarter because all the celestial lights fade and set in this direction. The fourth quarter, the northern quarter, is divided into 3 distinct sections. The first part is the habitation of humanity, the second is home to vast seas, deep waters, forests, rivers, and regions of darkness and fog, the third is the location of the Garden of Righteousness. I saw 7 towering mountains that rose higher than any other mountains on earth, and from these peaks, snow falls. Time passes, with days, seasons, and years continuing their flow. I saw 7 mighty rivers on the earth, greater than any others. One of them flows from the east, pouring its waters into the Great Sea. 2 rivers flow from the north into the Erythraean Sea in the east. The last 4 rivers flow from the northern side toward their respective seas, 2 of them empty into the Erythraean Sea, while the other 2 pour into the Great Sea. They discharge their waters there, not into the wilderness, as some claim. I saw 7 vast islands, 2 on land and 5 in the Great Sea. Erythraean Sea, an ancient name, often referring to the Red Sea or the body of water connected to the Indian Ocean near the Arabian Peninsula, Garden of Righteousness, a symbolic place often described as a divine paradise or blessed land. Chapter 78. The sun is identified by 2 names, Oriers and Tomases. In contrast, the moon bears 4 names, Asonia, Ebla, Benace, and Erai. These 2 great luminaries are vast, their disks echoing the splendor of heaven and equal in size. The sun's disk is divided into 7 segments of light that surpass the moon's, and a fixed portion of this brilliance is transferred to the moon until 1/7 of the sun's light has been dispensed. Both the sun and the moon follow a shared celestial route, setting in the west, moving through the northern expanse, and rising in the east across the sky. As the moon ascends, it initially displays half of one of these 7 segments, and by the 14th day, its light has reached full strength. On the 15th day, the moon attains complete brightness, having accumulated 15 parts of light, increment by halves of a 7th segment. As the lunar light wanes, it diminishes gradually, reducing to 14 parts on the first day, 13 on the second, continuing in this manner until, by the 14th day, only half of a 7th segment remains, with all light fading on the 15th day. In some lunar months, the cycle lasts 29 days, while in others it comprises 28 days. Uriel revealed another regulation, the manner and direction in which the sun's light is imparted to the moon. While the moon's light is increasing, it positions itself opposite the sun, and within 14 days, its radiance is fully manifested in the sky. When at its peak, the moon shines with resplendence. The first day is known as the new moon, marking the emergence of daylight upon its surface. The moon reaches its full glow precisely when the sun sets in the west, and then it rises in the east to light the entire night, so that the moon and sun are seen as opposites in the heavens. Thereafter, the moon gradually loses its brilliance until, by the 15th day, its disk is entirely dark and empty. Over a period of 3 months, the moon follows cycles of 30 days in some months and 29 days in others, completing its waning phase in days at the first gate. Similarly, during its waxing phase, the moon appears in 3 consecutive months with 30 days each, and in another 3 months with 29 days each. For 20 nights at a time, the moon assumes a human-like appearance, while by day it mirrors the radiant beauty of heaven, with nothing visible but its own light. Oriers, an ancient name for the sun, Tomases, another designation for the sun, Asonia, one of the 4 names of the moon, Ebla, an ancient name linked to the moon, Benace, a term used to refer to the moon, Erai, another appellation for the moon, Uriel, the archangel who reveals the celestial laws. Chapter 79. My son Methuselah, I have now imparted all to you, the complete law governing the celestial bodies in the heavens has been fully revealed. He detailed to me every regulation pertaining to these lights, for each day and moment, for every ordinance in every year, as well as the final culmination of time, arranged by month and week. I witnessed the moon's diminishing phase occur at the 6th gate, where its light becomes whole before signaling the start of a new month. Likewise, the waning that takes place at the 1st gate continues as prescribed until a span of days has passed, which is equivalent to 25 weeks and 2 days. I observe that, in accordance with the celestial law, the moon lags behind the sun by precisely 5 days during one complete cycle, once it has traveled the designated course you have seen. This is the form and nature of every celestial light, as shown to me by Uriel, the eminent angel who commands them all. Methuselah, a patriarch renowned for his remarkable lifespan, Uriel, the archangel charged with overseeing the celestial order, celestial bodies, the stars, moon, and sun, which follow divinely ordained laws, gates, symbolic points in the heavens marking significant phases in the lunar cycle. Chapter 80. In those days Uriel replied to me, saying, Behold, O Enoch, I have disclosed everything to you so that you may now witness the sun, the moon, and those who govern the stars of heaven, the ones who set their tasks, determine their appointed times, and command their rising. But in the era of sinners, the years will grow shorter, their offspring will arrive belatedly upon their lands and fields. Everything on earth will be thrown into disarray, failing to appear at its proper time, and even the rain will be held back as heaven withholds it. In those days, the produce of the earth will be delayed, with fruits and harvests coming in late, and the yield of the trees will not manifest when it should. The moon, too, will break from its usual course and fail to appear at its designated time. Yet, in those very days, the moon will still be seen in the heavens, riding atop a vast chariot in the west, shining with an intensity beyond its normal brightness. Many of the principal stars will lose their way, they will stray from their prescribed courses and duties, failing to appear at the appointed times. Thus, the entire law that governs the stars will be hidden from sinners, and the minds of those on earth will wander. They will abandon their rightful ways, coming to revere these celestial lights as if they were gods. And countless calamities will befall them, as punishment comes to utterly annihilate them all. Uriel, the archangel tasked with overseeing the celestial order, Enoch, a righteous patriarch granted divine revelation, stars of heaven, celestial bodies that govern cosmic order, sinners, those who stray from divine law, celestial order, the divinely ordained sequence and arrangement of natural phenomena. Chapter 81. Then he said to me, O Enoch, examine the tablets of heaven and read all that is inscribed upon them, take careful note of every detail. I scrutinized every inscription and recorded all that was written, including the deeds of men and the fate of all mortal offspring across the endless generations. Immediately afterward, I lifted my voice in praise of the Lord, the eternal King of glory, for having fashioned every work of the world. I extolled him for his enduring patience and blessed him on behalf of the children of Adam. In that moment, I declared, Blessed is the one who dies in righteousness and virtue, against whom no record of iniquity is written, and no guilt is found. Then 3 holy ones escorted me and set me before the door of my house, instructing, "Tell all that you have seen to your son Methuselah, and let your descendants know that no human is righteous in the eyes of the Lord, for he is the creator of all. For 1 year, we shall leave you with your children, so that you may recover your strength, teach them, record these revelations for them, and bear testimony to your lineage. In the following year, we will remove you from among them. Remain steadfast in heart, for the virtuous will affirm righteousness among themselves, the righteous will celebrate one another and wish each other well. Yet the sinner will perish with his sin, and the one who renounces the faith will sink along with his apostasy. Furthermore, those who practice righteousness will meet their end due to the deeds of men, and they shall be gathered because of the actions of the impious." And when they had finished speaking, I returned to my family, continuing to bless the Lord of ages. Methuselah, a venerated patriarch noted for his remarkable longevity, tablets of heaven, the divine records inscribed with the decrees of the cosmos, Lord of ages, an epithet for God, emphasizing his eternal reign, children of Adam, humanity, created by God. Chapter 82. Now, my son Methuselah, I share with you all these revelations and inscribe them for you. I have unveiled every detail and entrusted you with records of all these matters. Guard these writings, handed down by your father, so that you may pass them on to endless generations. I have bestowed upon you wisdom, not only for yourself but also for your children and all who come after, so that this profound insight may be handed down through every generation, forever transcending ordinary thought. Those who truly grasp this wisdom will remain ever vigilant, their ears inclined to learn its secrets. Its nourishment surpasses even the finest of foods. Blessed are the righteous, and fortunate are those who walk the path of virtue, avoiding sin as the wicked do. Reflect on the measure of their days as the sun journeys through the heavens, passing through the celestial gates over a span of 30 days. Alongside the leaders among the multitudes of stars, and the 4 additional ones apportioned among the 4 seasons that guide them on 4 distinct days, their days are duly counted. Yet, because people err, they fail to properly account for these days in the yearly tally, they lose track and do not fully comprehend their true measure. For these elements are an integral part of the annual reckoning, forever recorded as 1 at the first gate, 1 at the third, 1 at the fourth, and 1 at the sixth, thereby defining the year as days. This record is precise. The lights, months, feasts, years, and days are all meticulously accounted for. Uriel revealed these details to me, inspired by the commands of the Lord of the created world concerning the heavenly host. He wields power in heaven, both by night and day, ensuring that light shines upon mankind, the sun, moon, stars, and all the celestial forces that move along their ordained orbits. This is the law of the stars. They are fixed in their places, appear at their appointed times, participate in designated feasts, and mark the months accordingly. Here are the names of those who govern them, overseers who ensure that these lights appear in their proper order, at their assigned times, within their months, during their ruling periods, and in their specific positions. The 4 principal leaders, who divide the year into its 4 parts, come first. Following them are the 12 order leaders who segment the months and years into days, along with the commanders over thousands who allocate the days. Additionally, for the 4 extra days appended to the cycle, there are leaders who partition the year into its 4 segments. Regarding the commanders of the thousands, one is interposed between each leader and their subordinates, with these senior authorities establishing the divisions. The names of the leaders who demarcate the 4 appointed parts of the year are Melchiel, Helamelech, Meliel, and Neril. Their followers are known by the names Admiral, Iasusiel, and Ilumiel. These 3 trail behind the order leaders, and all others follow thereafter, in succession to the positional leaders who divide the year into its 4 segments. At the beginning of the year, Melchiel rises first and rules. He is called the Southern Sun, and his period of dominion lasts 91 days. During his reign, The days on earth bear unmistakable signs: heat, perspiration, and tranquility prevail. Trees burst forth with fruit and leaves, wheat ripens, and roses bloom, while the flowers in the fields flourish, even as the winter trees remain barren. Under his authority serve leaders named Burkeel, Celebsel, and an additional chief of thousands, Haloyaseph, whose period of rule is fully established. Next in command is the second leader, Helamelech, known as the Shining Sun, whose span of influence also endures for 91 days. In his time, the earth experiences severe heat and drought, trees bring forth ripe, yet parched fruit, sheep breed and bear offspring, and people harvest the produce and press the wine, all during his reign. Lastly, the names and ranks of the commanders over thousands are given as Gedal, Keel, and Heel, with an additional chief, Asphale, interposed among them. His period of rule is likewise complete. Methuselah, a revered patriarch entrusted with divine revelations, Uriel, the archangel charged with revealing the celestial order, Southern Sun, Melchiel, the leader governing the first segment of the year for 91 days, Shining Sun, Helamelech, the second celestial leader presiding over another 91-day period, Meliel, Neril, Burkeel, Celebsel, Haloyaseph, Gedal, Keel, Heel, Asphale, names of various celestial overseers who manage the order and division of days, months, and seasons in the cosmic law.